Once upon a time, the rain noticed that it was no longer welcomed. It never occurred to him that people might not want his presence. He always arrived with such vigor and gave everything he had, drop by drop coming towards land, eager to meet it, eager to bring all the vitality that it had. But on that particular day, it became apparent to the rain that indeed he was wrong. Just as he descended from the sky, instead of the prayer and laughter and dance, it was miserable faces that looked up. People pulled their coats over their hats and swearing and cursing ran away from the rain. The rain was perplexed. What have I done to deserve such cursing? He knocked on one window trying to ask those that he thought loved him. But as they heard the knocking of the rain, the curtains got pulled tighter and the doors locked twice. And so Rain went and knocked on another door and windows. And all he got in response was, "Ugh, rain again, go away. How miserable is this?" Right before the door was shut in front of his face. And so disappointed, the rain decided to never come. "I wish not to be a burden," he thought. "I was once a source of joy, and now I am no longer wanted here." And so he retrieved back home, deep within the sky, in the dark clouds unseen to the human eye, and went to sleep. All meanwhile, the weather got drier, and the sun came out. People left their houses, and some of them were praising the sky and the good weather, and sending their gratitude for the lack of rain. And not a single one of them wished for the rain to come back. And so without their prayers and their wanting, the rain went deeper into sleep, and the land became drier and drier. And over time, the flowers that bloomed dried out, the trees started to leave their leaves and dropping them off for the lack of water, and all the vibrant colors dulled down and became gray and beige. The soil cracked and the wells dried up. And that was the exact moment when people started to call upon rain. They remembered the value of him. And many wondered what has happened. Why is the rain not coming? Some even got angry at the rain. How could he forget us? How mean it is of him. How irresponsible to forget our land, to forget that we need him. And so people started to stomp on the ground in anger, demanding for the rain to come back. And so loud the frustration grew that nobody could miss it. And so the winds took their songs and their words all the way up to where the rain was sleeping. "Hey, brother rain," the wind said, "the people are calling you down. They are angry." The rain stretched and moved, and drop by drop, cloud by cloud, he came down lower to see the people. And the people noticed the darkening of the clouds, expecting for the rain to come. They returned to their houses, doing what they were doing, and soon forgot all about the rain. Meanwhile, the rain was not satisfied. "Where are my songs and prayers?" he thought, and quickly gathered itself and moved away in the cloud. And people have noticed that, so they ran out of their houses once again and started to shout at the rain and the clouds so it would come back. And the rain is a generous king, so he saw the people and thought that he will give them a second chance to explain why they drew him away. So once again he dropped down as a dark cloud closer to them this time, and this time he said Why are you angry and why are you shouting at me when you're the ones that drew me away?" The people stopped, surprised. "Well, now we need you," they said. "Now come." "It can't work like this," said the rain. "I don't just come when it's convenient to you. I come for when life calls me forth." And there, amongst the people, was a small girl. And as the people started to get angry, shouting at the rain, demanding that it comes, she just took a step aside and moved closer to the dark cloud. The rain was not satisfied with what he was hearing, so he was getting darker and darker, and the lightning started to strike. Afraid, people took a step back, but still their anger and frustration was directed at him. "How could you betray us?" they said. "I never did," said the rain. "You sent me away. You wished me to be gone, and now you're making it my fault?" And as he said it, another lightning stroke. The little girl closed her eyes, terrified, and yet she took another step forward toward the dark cloud. And when she was close enough, she stretched her little hand. "Mr. Rain," she said. The rain hasn't noticed her until now. "You don't need to be afraid of me," he said. "I can see your courage stepping forward to talk to me. What do you want, little one?" She reached into her pocket and pulled out a little card. "Here," she said, stretching it towards the rain. It was a letter to Father Christmas, and Rain knew how much it mattered to a child. Some might say that is the magical things of all, the most precious letter a child can write, for it's the most delicate of dreams that get written there. Those wants that children dare not even speak out loud, their hopes and wishes. A letter that is full of faith and pure longing. "What does it say?" he asked the girl. She turned the first page, and there, in scribbled black letters, it said, "Dear Father Christmas, this year I want nothing more than for Mr. Rain to return." And she smiled, looking into the dark cloud, and Rain dropped a tear, deeply touched by the love and longing of this pure, innocent child. He gathered himself and rose above the village and started to rain, drop by drop, meeting the earth and the rooftops and the dry trees. People scattered around, trying to find cover, all but the little girl that stood underneath the rain with her arms stretched above, laughing, clapping her hands. She was splashing the water onto her face and body, jumping in the fastly forming puddles. Her joy was so intoxicating that one by one people started to come out of the houses, and shortly after, all the villagers were out dancing and singing and joyfully laughing, with their arms stretched towards the sky, praising the rain and welcoming the rain back in. "Forgive us," they said. "We knew not better. We forgot the value that you bring, rain. We forgot the songs and the dances to honor you. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for hearing and honoring the innocent cry for help." And never again have they forgotten about the value of the rain. They tended the lands, making them ready for the waters to arrive. They honored their harvest and praised the sky and the earth for the abundance that they were given. And the little girl, over time, grew to become a fine rain dancer. With her vibrant voice, she would call the rain down when needed and celebrate his arrival by just as joyfully jumping in the paddle as she did when she called the rain in as a small child. With the only difference that this time there was a whole village of children around her, dancing and singing and clapping and learning how to honor the elements that come to take care of life and provide nourishment. And may we too never forget and always know how to honor those elements and forces that seamlessly sustain and support life against all odds. And may we remember the songs, the dances, and the stories that help us be in harmony with them.